right, welcome back to the channel. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Good day of fights yesterday. Let me start reading with the chat. Hope everything is well. He who greets with fire says first, man, what's going on with you, man? I hope everything is well with you. Hope you guys enjoyed the fight. Today we're going to talk about, man, Virgil Ortiz ain't ready, man. All right, he ain't ready, man. He ain't ready. Reginald Jared says, stop the stuff. I'll get with you later, dog. What's going on? Gerald complaining right off the gate. Stephen Lamont, what's going on with you, man? Let me make sure y'all can hear me. All right. He said, glad you bring back my good Sunday morning vibes back, GOAT. Good morning to all the kings and queens this morning, LDBC Midwest. Yes, sir, man. TZ Frank in the building. What's going on? He said, Bud and Bob are smoking mirrors. Hey, man, RS1 in the building. RS1 in the building. What's going on? Mr. Pedraza, salute to you. HMC3, salute to you, sir. Dapper Douglas, what's going on? He said, God bless all of you who woke up this morning. May the Lord's will be done in your life. Salute. You ain't never lied, man. It is absolutely wonderful to be awake and talking boxing this fine morning. I need to get a cup of water. I overlooked that need. What's going on, King Jr. in the building? Roger Piazza. What's going on? Aggravated Trucker in the building. Cano Loco Sports and Damon Smith. Salute to you as well. Give me 1 second. I need to get a glass of water. I'll be right back. Man, we're back. What is this? Complimentary sports. New beard look more like a Harvard college professor. Well, hey, man, I'm old. What can I say, man? St. Cruising in the building said, good morning, champ. 6 a.m. Cali time. Hey, man, got to respect the game for you getting up that early in Cali time, man. But, I'm a more early morning guy, man. Oh, and I'm sorry, man. Make sure that I get these super chats, man. Steve Lamont Hawkins, man, thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much supporting. We definitely need the super chats. We're sponsoring. We're using the super chats to promote fighters over there on the Instagram page. So thank you very much. He said, okay, I got this. I got that earlier, man, but let me read it again. Glad you bring back my good morning vibes. Back, GOAT. Good morning to all the kings and queens this morning, LDBC Midwest. Yes, sir. And then my man, Brothers UK, also, thank you so much for supporting in the live stream. Thank you so much for supporting the Instagram page and the promotions that we're doing over there. He said, peace. I'm not really sure what's going on, but you have been a fountain of knowledge to me, politically, judicial, and boxing, and I will always be grateful. I'm not sure. Nothing's going on, man. Life is just good, man. Don't let confusion and all that stuff reign, man. I'm just keeping it positive and trying to continue to put out content, man. Don't worry. Don't worry about it, man. He said, Fannon, you got a commercial now. What? I got a commercial? Where's the commercial, man? Google NHP, natural hair in the building. I like that. Naturalhairproducts.com. Make sure you guys go to naturalhairproducts.com. He said, salute, Martin. Let's chop it up. Yes, sir. Let's chop it up. And I hope people need to go buy those natural hair products. I got some. Oh, by the way, I did make sure that I lotioned my beard today. It should be a lot. It should look less dry, just in case the Great Mahari Nation Sports Podcast has something to say about it. Oh, he said, aggravated trucker said, what's the Cash App tag so that I can bless the scholarship fund? It's $, for non-boxing. Right there. Rich Blackwell in the building said, what's good, Mr. Blackwell? And the rest of the chat, just chilling, family. Can't complain about a thing. You know, it was a really good night of fights. We're going to wait till a couple more people get into the chat. Hey, man, make sure you guys share the chat and all that so let people know that I'm back on and on a regular basis. What's going on? Adam Rosario in the building, man. Damon Smith said, Martin, excuse me. Who do you have in the upcoming White Povetkin rematch? I got Povetkin again. I got Povetkin again. He sparked that boy, man. He sparked that boy. I got Povetkin again, but I wouldn't be surprised if Dillian White, you know, grabs and mugs or something his way to a controversial decision. Win, something like that could happen. What's going on? He who greets with fire in the building, man. What's going on with you, man? Karen Alexis, what's happening? Kieran Alexis said, Grand Rising, kings and queens. Yes, sir. Grand Rising. Tunnel Vision. Ortiz Jr.'s not ready. Ennis puts him to sleep. Well, let's get into that one. First things first. First things first. He's a very good fighter, man. He's a good fighter, and I think in about 2 years, he's going to be really, really nice, man. I think that he's got a very bright future, and I think that he can definitely be one of the best 154-pounders, best 160-pounders, man. He's going to be a really good fighter. I like his style. I like his aggression. I like his strength. You know what I mean? He beat Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker is he's no easy guy to beat, you know, and I know that it was an injury that stopped the fight, but truthfully, you know, the fight got stopped. You know what I'm saying? He hit him. He hurt his hand hitting him. That's just how it goes, man. And I give him full credit, you know, for the win in the fight. I thought it was, you know, a very solid performance. I thought it was a step-up fight. It showed, you know, that what he needs to do defensively, what he needs to work on. Yeah, so I think he's got a very, very bright. I think Virgil Ortiz has a very bright future, and I look forward to supporting Virgil Ortiz. That's what I think. That's what I think about him. Now, again, we always got to do this thing. What's going on, Alma in the building? What's David Smith? Povetkin is very underrated. Absolutely, he is. Absolutely is. I got Povetkin again, 100%. Yeah, it's gonna be tough on him. Alma says, salute, Martin. Keep grinding. Great. Keep grinding. Look great. Keep up the good work. Thank you. I will continue to push forward. You know, and just, yeah, look, man. It's just what it is, man. We having a good time over here. Having a good time talking boxing, man. Damon Smith, Povetkin is very underrated, no doubt about it. But back on to what's going on, Fahim, in the building. Hey, Mahari Sports Nation podcast. Is it look a little less dry today? I put some lotion on it. I don't know how long the lotion's going to last. You know, I don't want to break out my skin with no real heavy oils. But, you know, just to let you know, you had me thinking about my presentation. I tried to make sure I looked a little better today. Fahim Sator, always a blessing, brother. Always a blessing, brother, to see you, man. Oh, by the way, got a tough project that I'm going to start today. Pray for me. Pray for me. I got a project that I'm going to be working on. Carlo Realist in the building. Salute to you, sir. William Crowder said, I like your channel, bro. Thank you very much. I like that, man. I appreciate it, man. We're going to put out a lot of content. That's what we do over here. We constantly putting out content, constantly keeping the boxing conversation going on. So thank you very much for joining it. Duke Doom in the building says, salute Martin, a.k.a. Fannon. Yes, sir. Salute to you, Duke Doom, one in the building. Any news on the opponent for Deontay Wilder, Fannon? Yeah. The opponent is Tyson Fury. That's the opponent. That's until otherwise, it's Tyson Fury. No reason to believe that let me put it this way. I have no reason whatsoever to believe anything other than Deontay Wilder's fighting Tyson Fury. Whoa, hey, man, thank you so much for the support, man. Justin Hawkins and man, thank you so much, man, for supporting what we're doing over there on the Instagram. Thank you for your help. I've been taking some time off. So thank you guys very much for helping me get my channel closer to getting in the green. You know what I mean? But thank you guys so much, man. Justin Hawkins, thank you so much. But yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, as far as I know, it's Deontay Wilder. He's in negotiations right now, you know? David Smith said, I ace the project. I don't know, man. It's tough, man. It's tough, man. Oh, I can read you know what? Justin Hogg, thanks, man. He said, looking forward to more content in 2021. Thank you very much. Yeah, man, we definitely going to roll out a lot of content, man. Do you know how packed the building was last night? It was fairly. I mean, it looked full. It was a smaller arena. But it looked fairly full. Maybe, excuse me, man. Sorry, I ate a little popcorn. Got something got in my teeth. You still need some black, gents. Hey, man, I ain't getting no coloring. If it's coloring, I ain't getting no coloring. I earned my gray, dog. If you talking about my gray, dog, my women like my gray, dog. Okay, I'm just telling you. Bald head and gray beard, nigga, is like, you know, for women, it's super sexy, bro. Especially if you got, you know, some money in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sorry, dog. I can't go back, dog. I'm a sexy older man, dog, with money in my pocket. I need my gray, dog. You know what I'm saying? I need my gray. I can't confuse myself for no 25-year-old kid, man. You know? That does not work in my advantage, homie. CB Sports TV driving that truck in the building, man. Says Lupanon. Glad you're back, family. Yes, man, I am definitely back. Thank you so much, man. But yeah, dog, for real. You know, dog, you know, you got to keep the full sexy, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, different stages in your life, your sexy changes. You know what I mean? When I was 22 years old, you know, I was doing my thing when I was in my 20s, doing my thing in my 30s. In my 50s, you got to age gracefully, man, and let them know, hey, baby, I'm a grown-ass man. You know what I mean? Just ain't got no time fucking around. Got no time fucking around, dog, if it ain't about money. If it ain't about money or something constructive, got no time for you. You know what I mean? That's what you do when you get the gray, dog. Rick Blackwell said, ladies do like my gray and my beard too. Yeah, hey, let me tell you, man. When I started going gray early in my 30s. And I had a goatee, but the goatee was like salt and pepper. They loved it, man. Loved it. And the balder I went, the easier women got to deal with. Trying to tell you, man, you got to let go of all those things that they tell you to hold on to, man. If God's taking it away from you, you ain't meant to have it, homie. I'm just telling you. If God's taking it away from you, you ain't meant to have it, homie. You know what I'm saying? It's like, hey, I want a six-pack, but geez, nigga, it's tough, nigga. That shit's tough. You know what I'm saying? Cash Man in that super chat, man. Thank you so much. St. Cruisin says, gray looks distinguished. Thank you very much. Yeah, man. I earned it, man. I worked for this gray. You know what I'm saying? I worked hard for this gray. Richard Blackwell said, ladies do like my gray. Yep, in my beard too. Mr. Pedraza said, whatever you do, don't dye the beard. Nah, man. Come on, man. Come on. I got my beard trimmed, and they put some stuff in there, and I was like, why's my shit look all dusty, nigga? Like what the fuck is this? But they were like, oh, this is the color, man. Fuck that. That shit I would just wash. That shit came right out. My shit's gonna be all white. Cash Man, thank you so much for supporting what we're doing over there on the Instagram page. Thank you so much. Crawford should have told Virgil, if you beat Jaron Ennis, I'll give you a shot, and Crawford will never hear from Virgil and De La Hoya again. Well, you know, man, they're not serious about that fight, Cash Man. They're not serious about that fight because in one breath, Robert Garcia is saying, yeah, you know, they're okay with him fighting Terence Crawford next. But in the next breath, he's saying that he thinks it's 2 years before, you know, Virgil Ortiz will be the top guy in the division. And I think that's a realistic thing for him. You know, the thing with Golden Boy is that Golden Boy is financially strapped right now. You know, so they're going to have to push Virgil Ortiz into bigger fights so that they can pay for Virgil Ortiz. You know what I mean? But, hopefully they can come around and get a better situation financially. Maybe take advantage of some of those fights that they're doing over there on whatchamacallit, on Triller. See if they can get Virgil Ortiz over there, make some of those fights. No. But, I don't know, man. I don't know. It just seems like they're going to have to push him a little, like they're pushing him too fast if they send him at Terence Crawford, man, for real. Honestly, dude, I mean, if it wasn't for his size, I would say he'd have a hard time with Regis Prograis. Like a very hard time with Regis Prograis. If it wasn't for his just how big he is. You know what I mean? But, I don't even know how long he's going to be in 147 as big as he is, man. That dude looks like he for sure is going to be in 154. I don't even think, did he make weight? I think that he missed weight. If I recall correctly, he missed weight by a pound or something like that. So I don't know, man. He's a young kid, but he's very, very talented. And I would hope he's be in the situation where they can just continue, to make, I was going to say make the fight happen. Because Charlie Brown, I see over here. What you talking about, Charlie Brown? Make the fucking fight happen, man. Look, dude, bug off, man. Shit with all that aggression, man. Bug off, Charlie Brown. I can't make fights happen. Well, we can make fight happen if we really try to make fights happen. Yeah, Charlie Brown, I think you might have got eliminated. Hold on, I got to get you up out of here, homie. Yeah, man, I got to get you up out of here, homie. Where you at, Charlie Brown? Boop. Bye-bye. Sorry, man, you too obnoxious. I'm over here looking at this. You know what? Matter of fact, let me do this. Let me look at this screen like here so I can see what you with this trollishness going on. Looking at this trollishness going on. All right, here you go. Ortiz better stay far away from Crawford. Yeah, he's just not, dude, he's not ready for it yet. That's all that is, man. He's just not ready for it. At this point in time, he needs more fights like he just had with Maurice Hooker. He probably could take a fight with like somebody like a Jermell James. I think that would be a good fight for Virgil Ortiz. Somebody like a Jermell James. Man, if he could get Ugas. If there's any way that he could get a shot at Ugas. I think Ugas is a better fight for him than that. But even Ugas, dude, I don't like Virgil Ortiz over Ugas. I think that it's way too early for him to fight Sean Porter. Fighting Sean Porter like that's gonna get that kid beat up. Sean Porter will beat that kid up. I don't think that's. I like to see him developed more. I would like to see him have exactly what Robert Garcia said, which was 2 to 3 years, and of being with Robert Garcia, getting, doing whatever Robert Garcia thinks he needs to do to make himself a very well-rounded fighter, and take his time and fight high-quality opposition. But if he goes in there and fights Terence Crawford right now, he's just going to get beat up, man. I mean, beat up. The one shot that I can see. I can see what's going to knock out Virgil Ortiz with Terence Crawford. I can see it. However it's going to set it up, it's going to be a leaping uppercut. It's going to knock his head yeah. I can just see it, dude. I can visualize the end of that fight, dude. And I can see Terence Crawford hitting him the same way he hit Jose Benavidez. And completely crack his dome. No. And did you see how his head was getting flown back? Whop. No. He was in exchanges with Maurice Hooker getting his head sent back. No. You get into those type of exchanges, and now Terence Crawford knows that Virgil Ortiz ain't got the type of power to just take you out like that. Because Virgil said that when he was hitting Maurice Hooker, that he knew he couldn't knock him out to the head. So that's why he started going to the body. To me, dog, that seems like no, he's not ready, dude. He needs to be out. He's in the same class. Hooker, yeah, absolutely, man. EJ Love says, salute Martin. What's going on, man? You in that truck? You in that truck? Oh, I love this intro music. You don't hear any music, do you? No, it shouldn't be playing. Let me hear it. Yeah, okay, cool. Hooker was landing, Ebony Queen said Hooker was landing some punches, just no power. Crawford is going to KO Ortiz in 4 or 5 rounds. Yeah, that's something that is not good, man. That is just a situation where I can literally see him get his head, his head get sent straight up, man. TZ Frank said Crawford ain't got no chin though, bro. Yeah, I mean, he's got a chin. He can just get decked. I wouldn't say he doesn't have any chin because he got wobbled. I've seen him get hit a bunch of times and not get wobbled. He has been wobbled though, but he's never been knocked out. But I'll tell you what he does have. He has the ability to wallop that boy with those overhand rights and switching to southpaw. It's just going to be, man, hold on, no, pause. Fighter of the night. Sinisa Estrada? Hey, I got a new hey. That girl can fight her ass off. Sinisa Estrada, she can fight her ass off. What a motherfucking fight. I'm sorry. I forgot I had to get it what I got excited about. Dog, the best fight of the night was Sinisa Estrada. That chick got game, dude. Oh, man. I'll tell you what, dog. She will beat the piss out of half of you little niggas. Dog, that shit would be funny as hell to see her fight in the street, man. Like, hey, dude. Yeah, she was cold whooped Ortiz. Oh, my God, man. Dog, did you see how she fought her? Dude, she fought her with her one hand behind her back, dog. Dog. She fought her with one hand behind her back, dude. Hey, seriously. To Sinisa Estrada, hey, my hat goes off to you. Definitely throw her up in the pound for pound conversation with them chicks, dog. That little chick, she knocked the champ down. She got a good story. Oh man, she's nice, dog. Like seriously, all the pretty stuff. Cause yeah, obviously she's a little cutie. I've seen her before. And I saw the fight that she had, but she knocked the chick out so quick, I didn't really get to see her fight. But I know she's getting pushed. I knew she was getting pushed by Golden Boy. And, you can say what you want to say. Hey, thank you so much, Daniel Staley. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you so much for supporting, because we're using this money for what we do over on the Instagram channel and the videos that we put out. And I think we got one up there with Superbad on there already. I think I got to make sure we get another one with her on there, man. Much love. Thank you so much for that support, Daniel Staley. I can't tell you how much it means to try to get the channel back into the green. Had, prolonged amount of times where, I could not be financially productive on the channel. So thank you guys so much, because, the kid is definitely paying catch up in that regard. He who greets the fire said, and she's a cutie. Yeah, she is. I just like her. I like her attitude too, dude. I like her attitude. That's a bad chick, man. You know what I mean? That's a bad chick. No doubt about it. And I think that I like her. You said, did you see her do? Oh, yeah. Did you see her do the Jersey Joe Wildcat stroll? Yes, dude. Her footwork is bananas, man. Her footwork is bananas. And did you say she can crack too? Dude, I thought that girl had like 2 hematomas, dog. Like she had one here and she had one under her eye. I was like, man, hey, I like that, man. She got me excited about her. Jessica McCaskill. I was up, man, because Jessica McCaskill didn't get a chance to talk about that. Jessica McCaskill whooped the piss out of Cecilia Brækhus again, man. Man, that girl can fight, man. That girl can really, really fight, dude. Oh, and I owe an apology. I did miss a call. Shout out to Oscar Valdez for beating Miguel Berchelt. Didn't see that coming. Good job, Oscar Valdez, man. I got to make that out there, because that's another. See, when I miss fights on these Mexicans. I miss some of these dudes, because, Hey, what did it say, Fannon Martin? Did you listen to Ghostface versus Raekwon versus? No, battle. Yes, I did not. I did not. How can I get that? I'll listen to it today. But yeah, man, I saw her Jersey Joe Walcott stroll. Man, that's a good one, man. She's a really, really talented fighter. I'm looking forward to seeing her fight more often, man. It's like her, Serrano, women's boxing is doing really well, man. Obviously Clarissa Shields, but then you've got Katie Taylor, the Puerto Rican sisters, the Serrano sisters out of New York. You have this Sinisa Estrada, France DeJourn Cruz. Franchon DeJourn Cruz. You have a lot of really good female fighters right now, or women boxers right now. And I've actually been seeing a lot on Instagram too, man. A lot of really talented fighters out there. Amanda Serrano fights on Thursday. Good, man. What is she gonna fight on? What channel is she fighting on? I'm gonna make sure. Oh, that Somali girl out of the Olympics in great. Yeah, I saw her too, man. She's nice, man. She's definitely nice. Ring City. Okay, is that on the internet? I'll make sure I keep a lookout. For that though. Definitely. Women's boxing better than men. They have more heart. That was the best fight last night for sure. Was the Sinisa Estrada fight with Ortiz. Because Ortiz was no slouch, man. She was no slouch. She really came to fight. She was a disciplined fighter. She was a very strong fighter. You know, she had a tremendous chin. But man, Sinisa Estrada just can land with such funk, man. And she's so natural with it. She's just a fighter. Like, she looks like, she's somebody that really likes to fight. Okay, NBC, that's what's up. I feel bad for Hooker. Well, he put up a good show. Maybe he'll still get the Regis Prograis fight. But he put up a good show. It's just unfortunate he hurt his hand. And, hey, man, hopefully he got a really good payday for that. It looked like there was a good crowd, and they probably paid him well for the fight. But he was an underdog going in, and I thought he showed better than a lot of people thought he was going to show. You know what I mean? Because he didn't get knocked out, and he put them hands on Virgil Ortiz, you know? Virgil Ortiz is just a much bigger kid, man. The guy should probably, the guy's going to be a 160-pounder. He's just way too big for Maurice Hooker. If Virgil Ortiz and him were the same size, or if he was just a regular size welterweight, that would have been a completely different. I think that would have been a completely different story. You know what I mean? And he proved that he could take the chin. Akado Sammy Hassan said, "Do you prefer Fannon or Martin, fam? Want to make sure he call you by the name you prefer. I'm okay with either one, but Martin is my name. That's my name, Martin. So if I see you like at a fight, or if I see you somewhere and you were to come up, I would like for you to say, 'Hey, Martin, nice to meet you, Martin.' Because Fannon is France Fannon, is a philosopher, France Fannon. So you know what I mean? It's like the name, the channel is the name, the channel is named after him. Yeah, Ortiz Hooker was a very, very good fight. It was. I just thought that the fight it was more competitive with Estrada, man, with Estrada and Ortiz. I didn't get to see Beterbiev though. Beterbiev he knocked the dust off yesterday and got himself a win. So I'm happy about that. Oh man, Volcanus, man, thank you so much for supporting the channel and helping us get into the green. Thank you so much, and specifically supporting the promotions that we're doing over there on the Instagram channel. And if you guys are not following me on Instagram, please follow me at Fannon Boxing on Instagram. Thank you so much, Volcanus. Do you think he beats Bud Ortiz? Virgil Ortiz? No. He's gonna get knocked out. I see him getting knocked out. I see him getting his head spun, and in a fight too. I mean, I see him getting beat up, like he shouldn't want that fight. You know what I mean? First of all, if you can't No, because that body attack is not going to be there. You know what I'm saying? Because Terence is going to turn southpaw on him, and he's going to take the body away. He's going to just take that body away, and Terence is going to be up, and he doesn't know how to cut the ring off yet. So if you can't cut the ring off on Terence Crawford and you're following behind him, dog, you're going to get hit with some shit. You know what I mean? You're just going to get hit. I mean, I don't really even know how to describe it. Like, I don't want to say it in a technical fashion. I'm just going to talk about it like it's a street fight. Like, no, dude, you're going to get your ass. He's just going to get his ass whooped. I don't know. Like, no, he's following around Maurice Hooker, man. And he's throwing with Maurice Hooker, and Maurice Hooker is catching him and getting the better of exchanges. No. You know what I'm saying? No. Terence Crawford is going to rip his chin like, gack, gack, gack. No, that shit is going to no. Hell no. Stay the hell away from Terence Crawford, dog. He's not ready for that. He's not ready for Errol Spence either. Like, Errol Spence Jr., he's not ready for it, man. He's just not. Not that style. Now, here's the thing. If you say 2 years out, right? Because that's what Robert Garcia is saying. If you say 2 years out, what's it gonna look like in 2 years? With that style, he's gonna make a big progress in 2-3 years. Because all he has to do is really work on his defense and cutting off the ring, right? Defense, parrying the shots, not getting caught so clean, right? And cutting off the ring are two things that I see. I'm sure that there's other things, right? That better boxing people know they would notice than I do. But Robert Garcia said 3 years he thinks he can beat everybody. So 3 years means them motherfuckers got to be going, okay? And I'm going to tell you right now, Jaron Ennis will beat the piss out of him. Like, Jaron Ennis will beat the piss out of Virgil Ortiz. The piss out of him, dude. No way. No way he's getting out that fight awake, man. I'm telling you right now, no way is Virgil Ortiz getting out of a fight with Jaron Ennis awake. Like, not after that Maurice Hooker fight. Let Jaron Ennis fight Maurice Hooker. Let him fight Maurice Hooker. I can't see it, dog. I just can't see it. Martin, my man, what's good? He said, we had the same name the whole time. I knew I liked you for a reason. Ortiz, nice. But he is what is a good fighter, though. Ortiz, nice. He is what he is. He's a good fighter, though. Yeah, he's a very good fighter, man. Hey, Wesley Davis says, salute, Martin, back at it again. Yes, sir, man. We're here every day. We're gonna grind, man. We're gonna talk this boxing, man. Yeah, Bud will be 36 in 2 years. Hey, look. Bud right now, I can't speak for 2 years with Bud. I'm telling you right now, Virgil Ortiz does not need to take that fight, man. That is going to be a shellacking. It's just going to be a shellacking. Virgil Ortiz needs a lucky punch to win. There's no way he's just going to bogart through, that he's going to be able to bogart through Terence Crawford, man. No way. But let's now get on to the subject matter at hand. Terence, god dang, man. Why is Terence Crawford keep saying that he doesn't care about this fight, man? I think the man is a genius, dog. I think the man is a genius. Because he just went the whole other way with it. Like, okay, we're going to have conversations about these fights. So, fuck the fight. I don't want the fight. Ortiz would be Bud's best opponent? No. The best opponent for Bud is Crawford. For Bud, the best opponent for Bud, in my opinion, other than Errol Spence, is Sean Porter. But you know how it is. I'm going to get blasted for hating on Virgil Ortiz. I'm sorry, man. He's a very good fighter. 2 years, he could be the best 154-pound fighter. He could be the best 160-pound fighter. He has a legitimate chance to do that in a couple years because he has a great team that can develop him. And when they develop him, they're going to develop into a fully formed picture. And then we'll see what he can do with Jaron Ennis. But right now, Dude, Jaron Ennis is just better developed. He's just Jaron Ennis is just a more developed fighter, in my opinion. Man, EJ Love, thank you so much for the support for the channel, man, and supporting over there on Instagram. Thank you so much. Much love to Fannon Boxing. Stay healthy. You are what the sport of boxing needs. Thank you very much, man. Daniel Gillimore said, what you puffing on? This is called, oops, it's green. See, it's a living room. This says hype. It is hype. It's a nicotine. I don't know. It's like a 5% nicotine. Berry flavor, I do believe. Helps me with my nervous habit, my nervous tick. I'm a workaholic, so I vape. I'm a vapor. And then I have another vape here, which is a CBD vape. A little more costly, but it keeps me calm. Keeps me in a good state of mind, man. Keeps me from snapping and wanting to keeps me from snapping and wanting to go at niggas. Mr. Already said, man, thank you so much for the support, man. Thank you. Good to see you, brother. Thank you very much. And Mahari Sports Podcast, thank you, brother. Said, I don't believe a word Terence Crawford says. He wants Errol Spence. He knows the truth, but he's too stubborn to admit it. Exactly. And what he's doing in large part, I do believe, is positioning himself in a negotiation the best way that he can. Now, in the video that I do, I might go in on him a little bit because it's fun. But from his standpoint, that is the best alternative to a negotiated agreement. He listened. I can't fault him. He listened. That's why I'm telling you, that nigga listened. Now, I can say that he listened to me because honestly, that's the advice that I gave him. Like, that's the advice. When you're negotiating with somebody and they're being tough in a negotiation, you have to say, what is my best alternative to the negotiated agreement? And that's what he's doing. He's saying, fuck the fight. Errol, you can't have no money if there ain't no fight, nigga. When you get done whooping these niggas, come talk to me. You know what I'm saying? That's what he's saying. And dude, I'm struggling to talk shit about the nigga for doing it. I'm struggling finding a problem with that shit. Like, the boxing fan side of me says, damn, Terence, I want to see the fucking fight, nigga. I'll pay for it. You know what I mean? Fuck it, I'll pay for the money. I mean, he's got me feeling that much about the fight. Like, look, dog, I'll find $200 million, dog. You get $100 million, that nigga get $100 million. There's no way either one of you niggas was going to get that much money if we didn't go out and find this money. You know what I mean? So if there's some business-minded people out there, dog, and y'all got access to people that rich friends, dog, call your rich friends. Rich friends, will y'all please find some money for these dudes saying they can fight? Because Terence Crawford knows he wants to fight. Yes, he does. But a willingness to walk away from the fight, he may have that. He may be stubborn enough to say, fuck the world. And that's just the fact. And I'm like, dude, for real, I have got a degree in negotiations, man. I've got a degree in law. I have negotiated a lot of deals. And that is my go-to move. No. That shit works like a charm. No. Do you agree? No. Would you? No. How about no? And no. And nigga, FOMO knows. Okay? No. Because this is what I want. I want this. So, Terence, will you just say the number that you want? Just say, I want this much money for this fight. I want $30 million for this fight. How much do you want? Hey, Errol, how much do you want? I want $50 million. Okay, now let's go find $80 million so Terence can get 30 and you can get 50. Okay, well then Terence will be like, no, I want the same he gets. Well, okay, well, hey, Errol, if we get you 50, would you be mad if we get him 52? Okay, because neither one of you niggas was going to make that anyway. Right? You need to call them niggas in Dubai and get the fight made. But, like I said, I don't really know how much I can get mad at Terence Crawford for saying that. Because from a negotiation standpoint, you can't beat that. That's the same thing Deontay Wilder did to Anthony Joshua in DAZN. He told him no. Right? The whole time they were on that thing about who was going to make the money and how Anthony Joshua was going to make so much more money. What did Deontay Wilder say? No. I'm not taking that flat fee. No. I'm going to go off and I'm going to do my own thing. And eventually he got to the point where he made that money without him. Now, obviously the hurdle that my man has, Terence Crawford has, is Bob Arum. But I'm a fan of that Triller. If it gets to a championship fight and there's a purse bid, they're going to want Terence Crawford. So Terence has got a bit of an ace in the hole now, as long as it's a mandatory fight, especially for the Sean Porter fight. Because the Sean Porter fight, that's going to be, if that goes to purse bid, that Triller and Snoop Dogg is going to, they're going to bid on that shit. I guarantee you they're going to bid on that. And they're going to bid big money on that. Because you know what they can do with that shit? They can have Mike Tyson fight on the same fucking card. Because Mike Tyson said he's coming back. So you know Mike Tyson's going to be fighting on Triller. You get Mike Tyson versus somebody and Terence Crawford versus Sean Porter on that same card. Man, that shit might do 4 million pay-per-view buys. So there's routes for Terence Crawford, man. I mean, really. There are. I see vistas opening before this man with that Triller shit. Think about it. AD Solo for the cause. Salute, Mr. Martin. Thank you very, very much, man. And again, I'm going to say this every time somebody super chats. Thank you for helping the channel, man. We haven't been able to put out a lot of content, and you know this costs money, and we definitely have costs that we have every month over there on the Instagram channel to help promote young fighters, amateur fighters. We got one up now, and I'm going to, excuse me, the name of this young man, Mr. Isley, but I want to make sure that I say his name correctly, because you know I got terrible memory. Terrible memory. Troy Isley, Mr. Isley. We got a new promo up there for Troy Isley. The one before that is David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant, and the other one is a couple minute long one about Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, who hopefully will get on the show pretty soon, man. Tyson is no longer with Triller. We'll see. Did they ever have a contract with him to begin with? That's PBC's play. Hey, any way they want to work it, dude, I think that's a huge fight, man. Any way they want to work it. If it's a PBC fight, it's a PBC fight. And that's a huge fight, man. Native Black, man, that's my man. Native Black Faculty Conversations. Martin, great to see you back on this beautiful Sunday. We are back, man. We are back, man. And we talking this boxing, dog. We out here to try to do some things in this boxing, man. David Carr said, we appreciate what you do, Fannon. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you, man. Mike Tyson is not with Triller no more. He just made a video about him. Oh, did he? So, well, that's off the table then. What's the problem with him? They didn't pay him his money, or is he finding some other way to make the money himself? Because, hey, man, he could easily cut the middleman out on them too. You know, if they've got somebody else with the cash, where they got the cash to put it up, man. Mike Ortiz, Fannon, are you going to the Canelo versus Billy Joe Saunders fight? No, I am not. Cannot afford it. Can't afford it, man. Spent a lot of money on my trips to New Orleans and Baton Rouge, and so gotta make it out. Desi, you get blocked for that. Bye-bye. My man, Gance Melra won. If Bud was that confident in his skill set and talent, enough to beat EJ, he would take 60-40 and beat EJ, get 60-40 his way in the rematch. Well, that depends on a couple things. One, that he can get 60-40 in the rematch, that he could actually get Errol to agree to that, which I don't think Errol's going to do. And I don't doubt. I personally don't doubt his confidence in his talent. I don't. I think he wants the money. I think he knows that it's a gigantic fight with a lot of money, and he wants his share of the money. And I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. He wants his share of the money because he has an argument that I might not, I might not necessarily give a lot of credence to, right? Or one that I would accept, right? Maybe not be a value proposition that Errol Spence Jr. Values in the same way, right? I guess that's the better thing. Me from the outside looking in, I could look at it and say, how would I value this fight, right? If I was spending $100 million, how would I divide this money between the two, right? If it was me, I would divide it shit 50-50, right? I would say, I want the fight. And the fact of the matter is, I need both of these guys to fight. You know what I mean? So Errol, 50 million, Terence, 50 million. Let's make the fight, right? But if it's a matter of a pay-per-view where they're like, who's generating the revenue and all that, then you look at it and you say, hey, man, Errol's going to say, look, my past performance, I've generated this much money. You've generated that much money. So when we go together, let's keep that same percentage, right? And he may say, nah, this is a situation, where, yeah, chocolate's more expensive than peanut butter. But look, we're making Reese's peanut butter cups, homie. Your chocolate is, yeah, people love your chocolate, but they're not going to, it ain't a peanut butter cup without the chocolate, without the peanut butter. So you got to pay for the peanut butter, man. And that's just the truth, Daryl Hickenbottom, stop it. Spence is a coward. What sense does that make, homie? I would love to hear why you say, why doesn't he hardball Pac-Man? Because Pacquiao ain't got a belt no more. Pacquiao's out of the conversation, dude. He's out of the conversation. He doesn't have a belt anymore. He's been stripped. So it really doesn't matter. I think Manny Pacquiao is going to be fighting Mikey Garcia, which I think is a very good fight for him and Mikey Garcia. And honestly, I've got Mikey Garcia winning that fight in an unpopular decision. Amon Ross said, anytime you come to Louisiana, brother, Martin, that's money well spent. Great content with a whole lot of class. Thank you. It is, man. When I go to New Orleans and spend money, it gets spent there, man. And they do good things with the money down there. No joke, man. They do good things, man. Mr. Kuhn said, I think Sebastian Fundora would beat Virgil Ortiz. What do you think? 50-50 fight. That's a 50-50 fight. I don't know how Fundora would do when Ortiz gets on the inside. Because that's a lot of body to hit on Fundora. And Virgil Ortiz, I think, will chop him down. Matter of fact, I would give it a 60-40 fight in favor of Virgil Ortiz. Martin, you have super chats that you did not read. I have my man, Mahari Sports Nation podcast. So let me ask you this. If Crawford, and thank you so much for supporting the Instagram. Thank you so much, Mahari Sports podcast. And thank you particularly for coming to the channel because, considering all the dumb shit going on, that means a lot to me to see you here. So if Crawford keeps playing hardball in the negotiations, would you see him move to 154 and fight Jermell? No, I don't. I think that if he was playing hardball, he would stay at 147 and then try to force fights with the winner of Josh Taylor, Jose Ramirez. He might try to push and take the fight with Virgil Ortiz and beat up some of those younger guys. That's what I would see him doing, and get the Sean Porter fight, because the Sean Porter fight is a pay-per-view fight, and quite honestly, the Sean Porter fight on pay-per-view, as long as it is a Fox pay-per-view and not an ESPN pay-per-view, as long as PBC is promoting it and Fox is promoting it, then it's going to be a pay-per-view success. I think that it's going to be as big as do as many pay-per-views or more pay-per-views than Gervonta Davis versus Leo Santa Cruz. I think the names of those guys are that big. The name recognition. Now, I think obviously the problem with the pay-per-view buys for Terence Crawford in the past, Trey Boy 89, thank you so much for joining and supporting the channel. Thank you so much, man. Thank you very, very much. Can't thank you enough. But I don't see him moving to 154 to fight Jermell. I do see Jermell fighting Danny Garcia at 154 though. I think Danny Garcia would take that fight. Danny Garcia got balls, man. And he was a big, strong. He's a big and strong 147 pounder, which, by the way, I would not recommend Virgil Ortiz fight either. I think Virgil Ortiz will lose to Danny Garcia, right? So just, man, I don't think he's ready for Keith Thurman either. I think a couple years away from him. But anyway, I know that's a little bit off the subject. Mr. Mont said, Tyson is no longer with Triller. Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much for supporting the Instagram. And another super chat just came up. Thank you very much. Trey Boy, again, 89. Thank you for becoming a member of the channel. Corey McGowan, thank you so much, man. Again, this goes to support what we're doing over there on the Instagram. And make sure you guys follow me over on Instagram and follow me on Twitter too, because I'm out there a lot with that. Kevin Wells. Gary Russell was right. Crawford don't want to fight no pressure fighter that got any types of hands. That may be true. And I would lean to what Gary Russell Jr. has to say because, hey, man, Gary Russell Jr. knows his boxing, doesn't he? Longest reigning champion in boxing, I do believe. Yep. The longest reigning champion in boxing right now is Gary Russell Jr. Roy H., man, what's good? He said, Fannon, good to see you back live on Sunday mornings. Respect from the 913. What's up? Yes, sir. My man is from, where's 913? 913 is Kansas, ain't it? That's Kansas City, Kansas, ain't it? 913? Pretty sure that's not Kansas City, Kansas. That means you with my folk, man. You with me, you my people. That's what's up, Roy H. Yeah, people don't just coincidentally come in from certain area codes, man. What's good out there, man? Whose resume is trash? Gabriel Rojas? I don't think that Terence Crawford's resume is trash, man. Man, much love, Trey Boy, man, for that. Much love. Kansas City, Kansas. Yep. I know. Say what's good to Dre. You know Big Dre? Hey, Roy H., you know Big Dre out there? That's my guy out there, man. What's good, Martin? Huge fan of Ortiz, but he has defensive issues. And if you stick that jab on him, he tends to rest and set a lot. Top 5 welterweights give him problems. Yeah, exactly. I agree a lot. And I agree with that 100%. And that's why I'm saying, nah, man, you got to wait, dude. You know what I'm saying? You got to wait. He's got to wait. And wait till the deck is cleared. But again, the problem is that he's with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy needs an influx of cash, man. And because Virgil Ortiz ain't making the money like the Devin Haney's making. He's not making. I don't believe he's making the money obviously not making the money that Teofimo Lopez is making, right? So he's saying he's got to be sitting at there. Yeah, I said, Roy, I'm in Overland Park. That's what's up, man. Overland, he out with the rich white people, man. H-Town's out with the rich white people. That's Overland Park. You out there with the rich white people, man. Brian Williams said, for now, what it do, man? Hey, man, you know what it is. We out here talking this boxing Sunday morning, man. Sunday mornings as we do it, man. Native Black Faculty Boxing Conversations. Let me make sure I hit this super chat real quick. Diallo Amir, man, much love. Thank you for supporting the Instagram. Thank you. Gary, I'm going to beat your ass, Gary Russell Jr. That's my nigga, dog. Hey, y'all can say what y'all want. That's my dude right there, Gary Russell Jr., man. One of my favorite fighters, man. Errol Spence, Gervonta Davis, Deontay Wilder. I can't wait till Deontay Wilder fights Tyson Fury, man. Because I know he ain't backing down on that, man. I know he's not backing down on that. You know? Raphael Dawkins Combat Radio says, Fannon is back. The haters couldn't stop him. No. Can't even pause me, homie. Can't even pause me, dude. Can't even pause me. No, dude, I don't have the money yet, man. First 3 months of the year has been way expensive for me, dude. I'm behind the times on my Borble. I want my Borble too. But Zeus is turning into quite the beast, man. Like, I didn't realize, dude, that when I got him as a puppy, because I'm not a real dog man, you know? But when I got my dog, who's an Anatolian Shepherd, they were like, man, you got you a dog there. And I was like, yeah, but it didn't really. But now that he's a dog, I'm like, yeah, he ain't no joke, man. He ain't no joke. But yeah, I do definitely want to get that Borble. And then, man, much love in that super chat again, man. Thank you for holding down the channel. Thank you for holding down the Instagram, man. Why Bud so emotional about fighting Spence and not about chasing a Manny since 2015? Well, I think that has a lot to do. Southern T Boxing in the building. What's good with you, man? I think it has a lot to do with him just feeling like he's the older fighter, been around longer, and he feels like he deserves the respect, man, and he deserves 50-50 in their fight. That's what he thinks. That's what he believes he deserves. He believes he's half of that fight. And actually, he's correct. He's half of that fight. And that's why I would say that it is incumbent upon the people that would organize the fight to make sure to find the money and to find that money and make sure that fight occurs. That's simple, man. That's simple. And again, thank you so much for supporting. It goes directly to supporting the videos we produce over there on the Instagram channel. There was a comment up here that I left that I'm going to go back up. Hopefully I'll be able to find it. I know it was right before. Yeah, here you go. I believe this is it. Fannon, comparing resumes, Crawford has fought significantly less talent than Spence has. That's not even a debate. Yeah, I believe that he has fought less talent than he has. But at the same time, that's a function of the weight class that he was fighting in. He beat the best person. Terence Crawford beat the best person at 135 when he beat Ricky Burns and he beat Ray Beltran. Those guys were the best guys at 135 pounds at the time. The only other guy that was there at the time that he was there was Adrian Bronner, and he didn't fight Adrian Bronner. Adrian Bronner moved up from 135, and I think he fought Paulie Malignaggi at 147, but that's when he flew up in that weight class, and that's what opened up 135 for Terence. So I think Terence Crawford beat who he could beat at 135. At 140, he unified at 140. The only guy that was fighting at 140 at the time around him that could be said that he didn't fight was Danny Garcia. But Danny Garcia had left the weight class and was fighting. I do believe he was even fighting at catch weights against Rod Salka, and Lamont Peterson might have been a catch weight fight for him too. So, he beat who he was supposed to beat at 140 pounds. And at 130 and at 147, now he's not beating the best guys at 147. That's no doubt about it. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I would lay it out. But still, when it comes to the fight itself, right? When it comes to the fight itself, I want to see those two guys fight. It's a tough. Fannon, I'd love to see you and Raphael Dawkins do a co-host show. I'm not sure who Raphael Dawkins is. I've seen the name, but hey, man, I'm open to it, you know. Love doing collabs, man. Love doing collabs. Christian Schaefer, man, thank you so much for supporting everything we're doing over there on the Instagram. Salute, Brother Martin. I had a Borble, bro. That's a lot of dog, a lot of poop and drool, bro. Mine was 122 pounds at 8 months. Hey, man, I'll clean up the shit, and we'll wipe up the drool. The drool is kind of nasty, though, now that you mention it. But, you know, hey, man, I like big dogs, man. I like big dogs, and I want to get a big – I just need something – I need something to walk down the street that make people say, whoa. And Zeus does that, but 122 at 8 months, that dog, that could be close to a 200-pound dog, man, of muscle. You know that's what I like. 200 pounds, man. Excuse me. Big Al's House of Pain said, great content, Fannon. Keep grinding, bro. Thank you, mother. Thank you, brother. Not mother. Thank you, brother. I certainly will. Had me thinking about my mother real quick. What's up, Martin? Glad hear your show. Oh, glad you hear your show again. Yeah, hey, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I'm definitely glad to be back on, man. And we've got 3 videos coming up later today. We got one coming up at around 10:30 that you'll see. That'll be a good show, man. Trey Boy 89 said, Boots is about to smoke lip from Shameless. Hey, look, man. This is gonna be a good fight with him and he and Sergey Lipinets, man. That's gonna be a really terrific fight. Give me 1 second. I've got to just use the restroom real quick. Won't take more than 30 seconds. All right, back, man. What the fuck? All right, hold on. Sorry, man. DSS family says, salute Martin Love from Detroit, man. Shout out to Detroit. Y'all always stay on the ground, the car city. Hope the water gets better out there. Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. That would be the show of shows. Respectfully, Jeffrey Duran. Just, yeah, let me know who he is, man. Put a link to it or send me a link to it and I'll reach out. Absolutely. I'm actually supposed to be interviewing somebody on the channel, man, that I'm really looking forward to, man. And actually I got to reach out to the dude, and I think you guys will like it a lot, but I'm going to make sure it gets solidified beforehand. Charles Hubbard in the building. What's going on, man? Said, much love, Fannon. We appreciate what you do. Thank you very much. That's important, man. That is definitely important to feel appreciated and to have people understand what you're trying to do, because, you know, we got things we're trying to accomplish. Does it really matter? Hooker wasn't much of a test. He gets KO'd by a top four welterweight, including Boots. I don't know. I think he was a test, man. He's definitely a test, man. That's not an easy fighter to beat. He's a tough guy, man. I just think that, and Virgil Ortiz deserves a lot of credit. That was definitely a step up fight for that man, without a doubt. It was definitely a step up fight for him, and he showed well in that step up fight. He was gonna get Maurice Hooker up out of there, man. When did that fight in the 6th? I think that went to the 6th round. Hey, Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio. said, I'll hit you up for 9. Thank you very much, man. Definitely do, man. Definitely do, because I would love to, man. And, because we have an opportunity, maybe I'm thinking within the next year to be able to do where we would have a podcast, like an official, very, official formal podcast and have the show in that format as well. So definitely looking for that, man. Definitely trying to continue to get better at what we do, Southern T Boxing said Ortiz didn't easily win that fight. Hooker was most definitely a challenge. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you, Rampage Jackson. It was the 7th round. Yeah, dude, that was a good test for that kid, man. That's a good, solid fighter, man. Like, a good, solid fighter, and something that I think that honestly, dude, I walked away thinking more of him than I came in. I thought more of him after the fight than I thought of him before the fight, That was a tough fight. He got hit, man. And he got hit, and he was fighting a guy that was a very, very tough fighter. Yeah, said it ended when Hooker broke his hand. Right, yeah. But my thought on it is he broke his hand hitting Virgil Ortiz. Hey, he broke it. He broke it hurting Virgil Ortiz. So, hey, he broke his hand. You can't continue, man. You out. You know what I'm saying? Bye-bye. You know what I'm saying? Time to ante up, man. Thank you so much again. Thank you so much for supporting the Instagram, man. All the money, and thank you, because again, as everybody knows, had been inconsistent with the content over the last 2 months. Thank you, and so obviously that hits. It costs money not to be doing this. So thank you guys so much for supporting, and specifically for supporting what we're doing over there on the Instagram. Time to ante up says, salute Fannon and the chat. I'm glad you're back and bringing that content. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. And keep on the lookout. And would you guys mind when I put out some content, if you wouldn't mind sharing it, I would greatly appreciate it, man, if you would, man. Hooker has no defense and is not durable after being recently KO'd. I don't know, man. I think I just think you're short. Doesn't really matter. I think you're just short-shotting him a little bit. Maurice Hooker is not an easy fight, man. He's just a lot smaller than Virgil Ortiz. Just a lot smaller than Virgil Ortiz, and he didn't have the ability to really hurt Virgil Ortiz with what he landed, But it is what it is, man. He took the shots. He won the fight. The guy he was giving Jose Ramirez a very, very tough fight until Jose Ramirez got him out of there. But at the same time, I'm not confusing him with being a top 5 welterweight. But Virgil Ortiz is not yet himself a top 5 welterweight. I think he is, like what they said in the beginning of the show, I think he's a top 10 welterweight. I think I would put him definitely behind Errol, Terence, Sean Porter, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, Jaron Ennis. Danny Garcia is moving up, but your Danis Ugas, guys like that. But I would like to see him. I think a good test for him would be Jermell James. Think Jermell James would be a good test for him. And also that 154-pounder Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames would be a good matchup for him if Carlos Adames could make 147. He could also fight Alexander Bus-Putin, who I think is floating out there as a potential challenger for Terence Crawford, the guy that used to hold the WBA regular belt. So, I agree with what you're saying about Hooker. Hooker's just not a top welterweight. But, you gotta crawl before you walk. And I think that was what you saw with Virgil Ortiz last night. You just saw him crawling before you saw him crawling before he walked. You know what I mean? Gabriel Rojas says, so happy Fannon is back. That's all right. With all that, don't worry about that, man. I appreciate that. I appreciate the compliment, man. We ain't gotta, don't gotta go with other brothers, man, that are doing their work. Roy H said when he gets at them top level welterweights, he's gonna have to have some gas in the tank for them championship rounds. Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if that'd be a great fight. Yeah, I don't know if he has any gas problems. He looked like he was coming on pretty strong to me. One thing I would like to see him do is throw punches in more than one that are just more than one speed. You know what I mean? He does seem to fight in one speed, right? And I think, maybe he could have, set some stuff up, taken his time a little bit more. But, I'll tell you, that's not my repertoire. In my repertoire to tell, to really tell him his tactics. Damon Smith said, Ortiz versus Adrian Bronner. Martin, would you want to see that? I would love to see that fight. I think that would be a better test for Virgil Ortiz than Maurice Hooker. Yeah, I think so. I would like to see that fight. But again, I would like to see Adrian Bronner in a couple more easy fights, right? Before he does something like that. I don't think that is something that really could. I don't think that's anything that would pop off though, Oh, I'm not hating on that man at all, man. That's somebody else hating on that man. That ain't me. I got nothing but love for the brother, man. Wish him nothing but the best, man. He does great work, puts out a lot of work, hardworking man, dude. Mr. Mechanical, said Ortiz still young, so he got to keep that work. He got to keep getting work in before he even thinks about fighting top competition. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what he needs to do. He needs to continue just to put in the work. See him. Hopefully we'll get to see him 2 times this year. 2 more times this year. And again, I'm not sure who they have at Golden Boy, or who they have over at the Zone for him to fight. But, I'm excited about him. I think he's got as big an upside, or as a fighter, I think he's got a bigger upside than Ryan Garcia does. But, Ryan Garcia obviously has, I wouldn't even call him the intangibles. He just looks, he's somebody that is stereotypically handsome. So, Oh, Custio Clayton, yeah. Ortiz versus Custio Clayton would be a good challenge. Oh, yeah, absolutely. You know who else they got over at 147? They got Rashidi Ellis they got Rashidi Ellis there. Now, and I'm telling you, I don't know that he's better than Rashidi Ellis. That's a fight down the road that can be made, because isn't Rashidi Ellis is at 147 and he's with Golden Boy. So that's a good fight for him. That's a good fight for him. How quickly do you think that they will make that fight, though? You know what I mean? Blair a liar, Blair the Flair. Blair the Flair. Woo! Yeah, dog. One of my partners is cool with it. Is cool with his team, man. Blair the Flair. Yeah, man. Blair the Flair trained. He changed trainers though. He's with I think he's with Freddie Roach now. So they're probably gonna take a little bit of time. First of all, I said that Porter got his ass whooped. Did I? I said that Errol Spence Jr. won that fight. And yeah, he got his ass whooped. Everybody gets their ass whooped when they fight Errol Spence, but he put some ass whooping on Errol Spence Jr. too. That was a very competitive fight, man. Sean Porter did not get blown out in that fight. If I used the word ass whooped with Sean Porter, dog, I don't think I did in that way, quite honestly. Because what happened in that fight was it was a very good fight, man. It was a very good fight. It was a competitive fight that I thought Errol Spence Jr. got the better of the exchanges in and won. And it wasn't a bad loss. Absolutely not. Sean Porter's not had a bad loss yet. Who have you seen really beat up on Sean Porter? Nobody. Nobody is just beating up Sean Porter, man. Man, much love, Gabriel Rojas. Thank you, said Fannon. I love your authenticity. Best boxing channel in my honest opinion. Keep up the great work, man. Thank you so much, and thank you again for supporting the channel and supporting what we're trying to do over there on the Instagram, what we're doing over there on the Instagram, which is promote amateur fighters. The last one we've done was with Troy Isley, the young, highly ranked American amateur, Troy Isley. And actually, I think that there's another Eastern European fighter, Olympian, that we feature also in that production. And the one before that, you also have David Benavidez, a special, and go check it out for David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. And let me know over there who you think is going to win, because it's a series called Fannon Fantasy Fights. Yeah, don't forget Bronner dropped Sean Porter. Yeah, he did. Absolutely. But I think that's a testament to Adrian Bronner, man. Adrian Bronner will drop you. You know what I'm saying? Adrian Broner is not a terrible fighter. And I'm not saying that you're saying that. And respect to Neely Fuller Jr., be constructive in all the things that you say, you do, and you think. You know what I mean? But, you know, dude, Adrian Broner can fight, man. Adrian Broner can fight. One thing I got to give credit for Adrian Broner that is unpopular to give him credit for, I think he performed better in that Manny Pacquiao fight than a lot of people say, man. Like, people were just giving Manny Pacquiao rounds, dude. Like, giving him rounds. And rounds where, dude, he wasn't really, you know, waiting on Marlon Icy Sims. Yeah. All Marlon got to do is send me a note on Instagram. Marlon, send me a note on Instagram. We're going to do that special on you. I know you sent the videos before, but now my man is doing them, and he's doing them with, like, I don't even know how he's getting this really good footage, man. He may be able to get somebody to get some really good footage of you. I don't know how he's doing it. But he's got the, you know, the high level, you know, quality production there. AB versus everybody. Yeah, man. I'm an Adrian Broner fan for life. Just so you know. I'm an Adrian Broner fan for life. Ain't ever going to change. I don't care. The guy could go into mowing lawns, dog. I am going to be a shareholder in Adrian Broner lawn mowing service, and it's going to be successful. I like that dude because he did, man. He took a tough fight. He took a tough fight. I have not heard about him going back to jail. He got he got multi-millions of dollars for that fight. Paid off that chick. I hope. Please play that chick off, man. Please pay that chick off, dog. Please pay that chick off, man. God, dog. You should have seen if you could do something. You could do something like hire her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, instead of paying for this, can I hire you for $850,000 to do something for me so that it can be a cost and I can write it off my taxes? You know what I'm saying? You get the money. You got to pay taxes on it anyway. You know? So, man, if he's the best, he shouldn't need years to prepare. Everybody needs years to prepare, man. Everybody needs years to prepare, man. You know, you can't become a world-class boxer in a day, man. It doesn't work like that. Everybody's got to put a lot of work in. And Adrian Broner put a lot of work in. You know, and Virgil Ortiz he's only 21, 22 years old. He's not even his prime. He's not in his physical peak yet. That's what, 25, 26? You know? 25, 26. Now, if he was in a weight class like 140 pounds, then yeah, I would say go fight for a championship now. I ain't lying, Southern T. AB Lawn Services, dog. He can mow my lawn. Hey, and we'll get him. See, you can make a lot of money with a lawnmower service, man. What if you're mowing like your lawnmower service gets all the contracts to mow the lawns on the highways? You know what I mean? Like your lawn service, like all of the grass that grows on all of the highways, somebody got to mow that, man. Somebody got to get out there with them big tractor mowers, and they charge big money for that, man. If you get those contracts for your lawnmower service, you're a millionaire, homie. Telling you, if you're the best at anything, you make a ton of money doing it. So yeah, Adrian Broner could definitely get lawnmower service going on, man. He's in Ohio. What's the difficulty? You know what I'm saying? The Bud I said, oh Lord, Bumpy Thompson. What's going on, Bumpy in the building? Said, oh Lord, the Bud Justice League is woke, I see. Hey, look, man, I'm trying to cut him a break, man. Bumpy, I am trying my damnedest to cut the man a break, man. I cannot go hard at Terence Crawford for like I can't go hard at him for 3 straight years, man. It's just not in my soul, man. Okay? He's stubborn as the fuck, bro. But I cannot do it, man. I can't do it. Dude, honestly, that's what made me take a break, dude. Like the truth. Seriously, you want to know why I had to walk away from YouTube for a while? It was Terence Crawford and that shit with Bernie the Boxer. I'm like, my God, dog. I cannot keep going at these motherfuckers every day. Okay. Like, I just can't do this shit no more, man. Like, dude, it frustrated Bernie the Boxer making a hate video on me, dog. It was like, wow. Like, dog, I was like, what am I doing with my life, dog? I like Bernie the Boxer, man. I got this nigga Terence Crawford's sister hating me, man. It's like, come on, man. It's like, I'm human, dude. They don't want the fucking fight. They want to make their decisions, dog. They want to make their decisions. So I'm serious, dog. Mother's like, everybody like, why did Fannon stop doing videos? What's going on, dog? I'm telling you, dog. It's the fucking Terence Crawford. It's the stress over that Terence Crawford shit, dog. I just can't do it no more. I can't do it, man. I can't bash him no more, dog. I can't go out there and be like, you need to take this fight. I can't point out who he didn't fight no more, dog. I just said motherfucking uncle, dog. Errol drunk as fuck last night. Errol looked like he was on weight last night. You know what Errol looked like? Errol looked like he was on weight last night, is what he looked like. I looked at him, I'm like, damn, that nigga looks like he's on weight for the fight. He didn't have none of that puff. No puff around his face. His shit was lean. That dude is within fighting weight, homie. That dude is within fighting weight. You can say what the fuck you want about drinking. That is your opinion. I'm telling you what I saw and how he looked. That dude looked like he's ready to fight, man. And he wrote and he texted afterwards. He's like, I'm hungry as a motherfucker. Is what he said. I said, I'm hungry as fuck. Yeah, y'all can try to get him, call him and do whatever, dog. Call him rich, though. While you calling him a drunk, call him rich and don't call collect. What? You think none of these guys drink at all? Yeah, I heard he's back with Blu-ray. I heard he humbled himself and was like, hey, yeah, man, Said he really did. He's talking about I'm trying hard to tell. I'll say they PTO athletes, of course they rich. Look, dog, they're rich. Stop talking right there. He's 28 and he's making as much money as anybody in boxing, homie. He's producing as much revenue or more revenue than everybody in boxing. Say what you want, dog. Errol Spence Jr. is a motherfucking money machine. That's a money machine right there. Money machine. Can get 55, 60,000 people in Dallas Stadium, in AT&T Stadium in Dallas, man. Has multiple guys that he can fight. Multiple guys that he can fight that'll do over 1 million pay-per-view. He can fight Canelo Alvarez. That size advantage has happened all the time, homie. Happens all the time. Guys fight that are that size. Terence Crawford, $100 million fight. Manny Pacquiao, $100 million fight, man. Say what you want about Errol Spence Jr., this, that, and the other thing. He got up out that car accident and whooped Danny Garcia's ass and didn't need a tune-up. Now, while I say that I'm tired of bashing Terence Crawford, I ain't tired at all of telling you that Errol Spence Jr. is the truth. And I've been telling y'all that for 4 years, excuse me. And it's not changed. And y'all don't like that. And Errol is the money man in that division. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. The fact that I would like for Terence Crawford to get 50% to make Terence Crawford happy does not change the fact that the money man is Errol Spence. And you can say what you think about Canelo destroying him. Why didn't Canelo destroy Austin Trout? Much love in that super chat, man. Thank you so much, man, for supporting the Instagram. I'm going to get back on y'all about that. All the elite talent Crawford passed up will eventually equal unfulfilled potential, and it's getting worse. That's a solid point. Not fighting that level of the same competition that Errol Spence has been fighting is a disadvantage for him. Because Errol Spence Jr., the level of opposition for him is beyond anybody else's in boxing. It's better than anybody else in boxing, man. To beat Kell Brook, Lamont Peterson, Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia, Sean Porter, and Danny Garcia. If he goes and then he beats Yordenis Ugas, dude, come on, man. That's the number one pound for. The only reason he wouldn't be considered number one pound for pound is because he made it in that weight class. But you guys just, it's not a fair comparison with Errol Spence Jr. is accomplishing in sport, in boxing, with what other people are doing. He sells more tickets. He sells more tickets than Canelo. More tickets than Canelo. And he's on pay-per-view and actually has to sell the pay-per-views. Unlike Canelo Alvarez that's sitting on an app where they're paying him a salary and not nearly as many people are watching. How many years do you think Canelo Alvarez can go on fighting in front of people and fighting in front of and not having people watch his fights and actually grow the sport of boxing? Errol Spence Jr. is actually growing the sport of boxing. Terence Crawford is growing the sport of boxing. Deontay Wilder is growing the sport of boxing. People on the zone in the United States are not growing the sport of boxing because the people are not actually watching their fights. The fights on ESPN are more effectual than the fights on the zone. I believe Teofimo Lopez is doing a better job of growing the sport of boxing and growing his name, right? And whereas where he was a year ago and where he is now, where was Canelo Alvarez 3 years ago and where is Canelo Alvarez now? Canelo Alvarez is in the same position, maybe less, actually less of a position than he was in 2-3 years ago. Because he decided, and Golden Boy decided, that they were going to take the guaranteed money and take Canelo Alvarez's fights out of the public eye. And he's not fighting compelling fights either. Errol Spence Jr. is fighting compelling fights. Now, I like this Billy Joe Saunders fight. I like that fight. I think that that's probably the best. Billy Joe Saunders fight, I think, is the best fight he may have had since Daniel Jacobs. Daniel Jacobs was a good fight for him, and obviously the Gennady Golovkin fights were good fights for him. But I don't put 2 cents worth of I don't think shit of that Rocky Fielding. I don't think shit of that fight with Callum Smith, and I don't think shit of that fight with Sergey Kovalev. I don't think shit of any of those fights. But Errol is the money machine, dude, and his fights are legitimate, man. People were telling him he's going to lose this fight. There's no way he can come back from that car accident to beat Danny Garcia. But he comes back and he beats Danny Garcia. Exactly. Lara fight too. How come he didn't dominate Lara? That's obviously Mr. Mechanical, right? Because they're different skill sets. He would be fighting a smaller, quicker fighter. That's why I'm saying that this fight with Billy Joe Saunders, if Billy Joe Saunders has his footwork and is able to move, that causes more problems. But the problem with Billy Joe Saunders is he doesn't really have anything to hit. He really can't put nothing on Canelo, I don't think. Yeah, so Damon Smith, Billy Joe's is at least a test for Canelo. Yeah, I'd agree with that. Because Billy Joe Saunders is a good fighter, man. He's a very talented fighter. A very talented fighter. Very skilled fighter. And a tough fighter. And he doesn't fit the same mold because he's mobile, right? He's very mobile fighter. What's Wu talking about? Wu's spreading some lies. What's Wu talking about, man? Sean Porter brought the gate in LA, all the celebrities. What the fuck are you talking? Dog. All the celebrities were there for Sean. Yeah, man, that's hilarious. But look, man, much love to everybody in the chat and everybody in the super chat, dog. No, he's just being a comedian, man. It ain't no worries, man. You know what it is. But look, man, hey, enjoy the rest of your day. I've got videos coming out throughout the day. So yeah, dog, definitely sounds like a troll. Hey, man, I'll be back on tomorrow morning. at 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. So make sure y'all show up then, man. Thanks, everybody, for coming to the live stream. With that, I'm out. Peace.